Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Monday, September the 20th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. Milking the cows with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and from Walmal's. Walmal, you had sent me a text about milking the cows. So you said we should do a video, so we're doing a video. So I'll let you share that message with the traders.
Yeah, this message, it's a little bit long, but I'll read it. But I think it's worthy of being read because I think it makes a very, very valid point. And the title is, I'm not even sure where I got this. Somebody had sent it to me, but it says, Cows Don't Give Milk. A father used to say to his children when they were young, when you all reach the age of 12, I will tell you the secret of life. One day, when the oldest turned 12, he anxiously asked his father, what was the secret of life? The father replied that he was going to tell them, but that he should not reveal it to his brothers. And so the secret of life is this: the cow does not give milk. What are you saying? Asked the boy incredulously. As you hear it, son, the cow does not give milk. You have to milk it. You have to get up at 4 in the morning, go to the field, walk through the corral full of manure, tie the tail, hobble the legs of the cow, sit on a stool, place the bucket, and do the work yourself. That is the secret of life. The cow does not give milk. You milk her or you don't get milk. There is this generation that thinks that the cows give milk. The things are automatic and free. Their mentality is that if I wish, I ask, I obtain. They have been accustomed to get whatever they want, the easy way. But no, life is not a matter of wishing, asking, and obtaining. The things that one receives are the effort of what one does. Happiness is the result. I lost my place. It is the result of effort. Lack of effort creates frustration. So share with your children from a young age the secret of life so they don't grow up with the mentality that the government, their parents, or their cute little faces is going to give them everything they need. And the author of this is unknown. But the thing that we got to remember is that cows don't give milk. You have to work for it. And I thought about this because, TR, you had for a long time you had your method out there of milking the cows, and the whole idea was that you go out there and you do a certain thing at 4 in the morning, and I think that's the reason why you did it. Call it milking cows because you had to get up so early to go and do that. But the thing is, it wasn't like you just walked over and it was there. It was there, yeah, but you still had to go and do work. You still had to go put the work in and figure out which cows had to be milked. You needed to go and do the work of actually going and placing the trades and taking the money off the table and having your money management in place and having your risk management in place. You still had to have all those other things in place. And I think that's where a lot of traders get into trouble. You look at the charts, even look at this hour on the pound dollar. We went within the hour, we went coast to coast within the hour. We opened, we went up, ran all the way down, put a low in for this hour, then ran all the way up and busted through the open and ran, and hit the 70, and now we're kind of like teetering back and forth. So there was lots of money that could have been made there. In fact, you joked with me and said if I had been trading this hour, I could have gone and made a week's worth of bips, and you're probably right. But I just wasn't, for whatever reason, I wasn't doing it. But nobody, talking about these cows and, was the milk there to be had? Yep, it was. But the thing is, I didn't go and do the work in order to get the money.
So you didn't get the money.
I didn't get the money. It's sitting, it's just gone. And you can't get upset about that. And part of the reason why I didn't, I made a little bit of money, not very much money today. I made a little bit of money. And I think I alluded to this to you earlier. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling well. I'm tired. So I'm just being very, very cautious about what I do and just, sitting on the sidelines and watching. Yeah. And that's okay to do too.
Yeah. And just for those traders who aren't familiar with milking the cows, that's just what I used to, it's milking the cows in the buy zone. And where that came up was back when I was a stock trader. everybody said, or I guess the wisdom or whatever you want to call it said, don't trade the open, stay away from the open, it's too volatile, it's too this, let price settle down. And I got to thinking, usually what people teach is wrong, so I go, I should trade the open. So what I figured was, and this is my aw shucks country boy kind of thought, it's like, well, if I buy at or near the open price, well, then later in the day, the low's going to be lower than the open, and the high's going to be higher than the open. So if I buy at near the open, I can sell for more than what I paid for it, and that's just all there is to it. So, for example, today on the pound, if you look at the open, it went up into the buy zone, touched it. So if you triggered in, you would have taken a loss on that first trade, but then we got a short signal. It hit the short or sell zone, and it just dropped. So you could have easily more than made up um, for that loss. But then again, if you would have bought at near the open price instead of waiting for that trigger, you could have made money once again. And with the stocks, what I found out was there were certain stocks that if they ran a dime open plus 10, chances are they'd run the open plus 50. So I used the buy zone between the open plus 10 cents and open plus 20 cents. I would get in there. So that way there'd be somewhere between, there might be up to 30 cents or more profit to be had. And so if it didn't hit that zone, I just wouldn't trade it. And so out of 100 days, there might be 10 days where it doesn't hit the zone. So now you're down to 90. And out of those 90, it might only go between 10 and 20, maybe another, 6 to 10 days. So that now you're down to 80. Well, those other 80 days, it's running to 50. So statistics are well in your favor. But what you have to do is you have to analyze all the stocks and see which ones you want to put in your herd. And that's why I called it milk the cows. And as Walmal said, I was in Tucson, Arizona, so I had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to milk the cows. But what's funny is I was talking to one of the guys in my prepper group, and he says, yeah, I get up about 2:30, go out and tend to the cows. It's like, whoa, it's even earlier than what I thought.
Yeah, but the thing is, the important thing of what you just said is that you had to put in a lot of work. Yeah, the money was there. It was there to be picked up, but you had to put a lot of work, and just like that farmer, I'm sure this farmer has fences around his cows, to keep them safe, keep predators out, keep them from wandering off and going into some other farmer's field. He tends those fences, watches those fences, and, make sure that everything is good with that. He goes and makes sure there's water out there. He makes sure that there's feed out there for him. He's putting hay out there. In the wintertime, he's putting hay out there with the ag bags to make sure that the cows can go and eat. And at the same time, he's done all that, but it doesn't even end there. After he's done, that would be the equivalent of us doing research. He still has to go and get up early in the morning. He still has to get out there and have the cows come into the milking stations and hook them up and actually milk the cows. Well, we have to do the same thing. We still got to get up even after we've done all the research. What good is research? We don't act on that research, right?
Exactly.
So we have to go in there and we have to go and look for the patterns and make sure that we're doing everything right. So like the farmer's got to go and make sure he's putting the apparatus on the cows properly. Well, we have to go and look for those trades, look for the proper signals, look to make sure we're not just willy-nilly jumping into trades, and it's all part of the process. This is work, and it can be hard at times, but at the same time, that's what we have to do. If we want to go and make money and be profitable with this, we have to put in all the time beforehand, and all the time afterwards. A lot of these guys who are selling systems and whatever, is you can go and make $2,000 in less than an hour's worth of work. And they're right in one sense, yeah. By the time you get into the trade, you get out of the trade, that's less than an hour, and you potentially could, if you got a big enough account, could make $2,000. No question about it. It all comes down to account size, right? But at the same time, The part of the story a lot of these guys don't tell you is how much work you have to go and do to go and learn the method, learn how to do it, and be able to go and actually do it faithfully, day in and day out, and you have to go and pay attention, sort of like, there are times I know when I'm trading with you and you'll say, why didn't you take that trade? Don't look good. Why doesn't it look good? All your rules are met. Yeah, you're right. All my rules are met, but I don't know why. Just didn't look good, so I didn't take the trade. And sometimes I'm, mad that I missed out on a good trade. And sometimes I'm, really elated that I didn't go do it. And it turns out that because I've put in so much work over the years, that more times than not, I'm elated that I didn't take the trade. That's part of the deal. That's part of milking the cows, is knowing that, hey, this is a cow that's lame, not to go and take the trade.
Yeah, in fact, it's kind of interesting you were saying that, because I had the M5 chart up with the Walmal line at 70, and I saw that price had crossed, but it was a red M5 candle. But if you went down to M1, you see it was the third M1 candle that was green, and there was an opportunity to take 3 pips right there. But if you didn't take it right now, you'd be about break even.
Yeah, and that's part of what you have to do. Well, right now we've got another opportunity. Right now, we could have gone short. Right now, right now the way I'm looking at it, you look at what we've been doing though over the last, I don't know how many minutes, 20 minutes or so, where we've just been ranging back and forth. I don't know if I'd want to take that trade, break into the 70, or if I did take that trade, what I do is I'd look to only get a pip. Okay, I'm going in and I'm getting out. Take my pip and be happy. And if I would have done that, I could have gone and picked up a pip. Would have been really nice. After commission and spread, I would have probably picked up exactly 1 pip. Is probably all I would have gotten. Although now it looks like it's going to break the bottom. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, in this particular case, I just put it back to the M5 chart with the highest low, which was at 36.72. And you'd be up 6 pips if you had taken that trade. And that's just one of the things I've learned, especially because we were coming off a 2-ball here at the top, is that I've already done the analysis. There's no reason to second guess it. Just get in the trade, and what happens, happens. Because as I mentioned, probably ad nauseum, it doesn't matter the reason you get in the trade. It doesn't. What happens next is up to the market. And,
exactly.
Either the market smiles upon you and gives you an opportunity to take profit, or it doesn't.
Yeah. The only piece that you have control over at that point is where you get out. That's all you've got. That's all that's left for you. And that can be work too, because it's the type of thing where you're paying attention and you know what's going on and you see what's happening. It's sort of like, I'm getting out here because I got some profit. I don't like what the charts are showing me. So I'm just going to get out here, or it's the type of thing where, I'm just going to let it ride and see what happens. That's all you can do. You can't do anything else. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing in your power. The market's going to do what the market's going to do.
Yeah, and the other thing is, when we look at time in trade versus distance, I mean, on these M5, M1 candles, every now and then you'll get that 10 pip run, but usually we're only talking a couple of pips. And there's so much oscillation, or there's so much, it's range bound. You can get a candle, it puts in an inside bar, and then you're going to wait, hopefully it breaks out on the side you want it to. But, just looking at the chart here, the last 4 minutes, look at the bottom wicks, the lower wicks on these candles. They were all, between 60 and 70. But the close is at 70 or higher. And, that's like the market's telling you something.
Yeah, what it's doing is it's telling you it's coming down there, and for whatever reason, it's rejecting out of that area. Can it go and break that area? Sure. Could it break it to the lower side? Yeah. One of these times it probably will break it. But the thing is, look at that. I'm going down there. I got long wicks 3-4 times in a row. It's there. I see that it's starting to turn around a little bit. You know what? I'm going to jump in and just grab a pip or two.
Yeah, run it. Yeah. And looking at the 1 minute chart, and we got less than 1 minute in this video, but here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it's hit that 70 and giving you a chance to make 2 pips or more. So,
right.
There's your 10 pips right there. So, fellow traders, you know what? as Walmal shared, cows don't give milk. You got to go out and milk them, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks, and hit the subscribe button, click on like, and just remember, this is the Rumpled One signing out. Over and out.